Hey artists, we're going to make these beautiful Paul Klee inspired city landscapes. Follow along with me and I'll show you all the steps to create your own. All right, to get started, we're going to look through these different pieces of painted paper. And we have some different size shapes that we can take out. And we're just going to put some of these together to make that Paul Klee inspired cityscape. So I might start with this one. This one has some really cool colors. I want to put my glue on the back and just put the glue around the edge with a line down the middle. And we're just going to put that at the very bottom of the paper. Next, I'm going to get a different one. Maybe I'll do this longer rectangle. I'm going to put the glue stick on the back and then add another shape on top. And we're going to just keep adding some rectangles with these really neat colors as we go up. And then when I decide that this building is tall enough, and maybe I'll add another little piece, I'm going to then put a triangle shape on the top to make the top of my building. Perfect. That's looking great. The next thing I'm going to do is build a second tower for my cityscape. So I'm going to put some glue on the back and add some more shapes. And I'm just kind of looking through and seeing what looks good to me that I'd like to add in here. Ooh, I really like that for the top. Okay, so then I'm going to just use the glue stick on the back and put my painted paper down. And maybe this building is a little bit shorter. And it is totally okay to have this go right in the front. It makes this building look like it's in front of that building. All right, what other colors and shapes can I use? This one's really neat. So I'm going to put some glue down and just stack my rectangles and squares to build another tower. And I just love the colors of our beautiful painted paper. Ooh, this one's fun. All right, this one is neat. Put the glue around the edge and a little through the middle. Perfect. And then I'm going to find a triangle to put on the top of my building. Sometimes if these are not sticking down very well, I'll take my paper and turn it over and I'll give it a really good rub, and that helps rub the glue to the paper to make sure our pieces are sticking how we want them. Cool, that looks great. I think I'm going to add one more tower here. It's going to be in front, so it might go on top of some of the other tower shapes. So I'm going to take my shape, put the glue on the back, and set this on top. I'm going to keep this one a little shorter. So I might add one more rectangle right there. And then I'm going to find a triangle shape that I like, maybe this peach one. I'm going to put my glue in the back. And there's my last building. I love how this is looking. Again, if I want to make sure I really get that glue to help stick the paper down, I'll give the back a little massage. Okay, let's move on to our next step. For the next step, I'm going to add some color to my sky. We are going to choose one color of chalk. I could choose pink. I could have a turquoise sky. or a blue sky, or maybe a yellow sky, even orange. It could be any color you want. It will be really fun. I think I'm gonna go for pink today. So what I do is I gently just rub this little pink chalk kind of around. I'm not pushing hard because chalk will get flaky and will have dust everywhere if I push really hard. So I'm pushing very lightly. And I'm just getting pretty close to my buildings, but I'm trying not to get chalk on them. And you can see there's still some white space, and that's okay, because the next step is I'm gonna take my finger and I'm just gonna gently, and I'm just using one finger, I'm gonna rub that chalk around, and it's gonna give our sky this beautiful smooth color behind our buildings. So I'm just taking my finger and rubbing the chalk onto the paper all around the buildings like this. This looks great. Get in there. Oh, that's so pretty. I do notice that I have a little space here, so I'm gonna just take my chalk and put a little bit of color inside that space right there. And again, I'm gonna take my one finger. I'm not getting chalk all over my hand, just the finger. And I'm gonna rub that chalk in between my building. And now my buildings have this really beautiful sky in the background. I'm gonna put the chalk away and we can move on to the next step. All right, now I've got some cut out paper circles, and I'm gonna choose which one I would like to be kind of my sun or moon, whatever I'm thinking. This one is a fun color. So I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm gonna put glue all around my circle and decide where I wanna set my sun. I'm gonna put it right there. Now if I rub all over with my hand, I get chalk all over my finger. So again, I tip it over and just rub to get that sun to stick on our page. And now we're ready for the last step. Okay, now is the great fun where we get to do some printmaking. We're gonna have a piece of cardboard. We're not gonna put the long side in the paint. We're only gonna put this part in the paint. And up here is gonna be our handle. I'm going to dip into the black paint and I'm going to start stamping around the outside of our building. Wow, that is looking nice. So I dip onto the plate and then I'm gonna go around the outside of my shapes. And it really makes our shapes pop out. And it's fun to use the cardboard for our printing. Look how that building is just really popping out from our background now. I'm gonna go ahead and go across my shape too. And so I'm kind of just going around every little line that we had with our stamping. And then you can really see all the different shapes we used. So I'm gonna go around each building, stamping around our shapes. This is looking amazing. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna keep stamping. Now when we get to the edge over here, it might be a little more difficult to just kind of be here. I might put a messy mat under us so we don't have to worry about getting it on the table. All right, make sure that you dip onto your paint to make sure you're getting a nice line. And oh my goodness, we are almost done with this beautiful city landscape inspired by Paul Klee. Wow, that looks so cool. If you want, you can even stamp, you'll kind of want to use the corner. You can stamp around your sun. It's hard because we have this straight line, and here our sun has a curved line, but we can make it work. Wow, that looks so amazing. I cannot wait to see the cities you create.